Welcome back to another video, guys. In today's episode we're going to be installing something that I didn't know existed for the BRZ GR86 platform. I just found out about this not too long ago, so I ended up ordering it, and it's going to be the GR intake for the GR86 and the BRZ platform. I was trying to look for it online and a couple places were actually sold out, and I actually ended up finding it a lot cheaper than all these other websites. Normally I believe they're $550, so I live in California, Bay Area to be exact, and it's basically another 10 to 12% of tax, so that brings it up to about 600 bucks for me. I was able to actually get it down and save myself 150 bucks. Like that Driven Media website and a couple other people that post on the Facebook group chat, and they were either sold out or they were selling them for a little bit more expensive than I thought they were going for. And let's go ahead and get into the install process just so I can show you guys how to install the GR intake, and then towards the end of the video I'm going to tell you how I was able to save about 150 bucks and how you're able to do that as well. Removing all the double-sided tape from the badge, and you could kind of see, even though I cleaned it, there is still a little bit of glue residue. Maybe it's just like the outer layer. This you're able to remove it if you just cut and buff it. I'm not really going to do that since I'm going to be replacing this with a brand new badge, and I'm also probably going to be wrapping this thing back up maybe in the next couple weeks or months if I kind of don't like the combo of the new badge with the blue. So we're going to be installing this. I had to put a lot of double-sided tape because this one's like inward.
Says he's broke.
So we ended up removing it and it's no longer there, so it's a lot better airflow that's going to go in there without the little filter. And this doesn't really do anything else besides pretty much just absorb emissions. So we're going to be removing this right here. We're going to be loosening up this clamp. And then we're also going to be removing the map sensor and also removing the air box. So go ahead and grab yourself an 8mm that's going to be used for this, or you could grab yourself a flathead as well. This one's going to be 8mm right here, or you could use a Phillips. Another thing we're going to be doing is popping it out from right here. Go ahead and grab your socket, and if it's a big enough socket, it could fit right here and it could push it out. Next up, we're going to be removing both bolts right here. These are going to be 10mm. We're also going to be removing this one down here. That's next to the oil filter and where you fill it up. To move the wire over here a little bit easier. Alright, so now that we got all these taken out, we're going to be going ahead and just popping this one out. Pop this outwards. There's so much space right here. Eventually, if I go turbo, it's just gonna fill it up all right here with the turbo. But let's go ahead and take a look at the throttle body. It looks so clean from over here. It looks so clean compared to the rest of the car. I really gotta watch the whole engine bay one of these days. So now we're gonna be adding a little grommet here, and as you guys know, I'm gonna be using the one that I bought from the kit. Mine either didn't come with the OEM one, or maybe I threw it away by accident. Either or. Good thing I have that little kit that I can just put one in there, and then we're also gonna be using the clips that I ordered on Amazon as well. So let's go ahead and install this. It's pretty simple. Actually, I messed up a little bit, and this grommet actually does not go here. It goes in on the top one. So one thing I am gonna do is be removing the charcoal filter on here. I did it on the OEM one, and I feel like I don't really need this on this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one out. This is a new one, and we're gonna go ahead and put it. And just remember, guys, where the two holes it lines up, so you can't really put it any other orientation. Goes in just like this, and then we're gonna go ahead and put the 2 screws back on. Remember, this is all plastic, so don't over tighten it. Now we have it put on. It also has a little arrow that shows you where the map sensor should point to, if you guys can see in here. That's how it looks like when it's on, and it's telling you where it's pointing to, and you kind of see the little device right there. So let's go ahead and put everything back on. This is a new hose right here. It's gonna have 2 little clamps, one for each side, and one side's gonna go over here while the other one connects to over here. Start off with removing the plastic cover for the filter, and then we're gonna be putting it on one side. Go ahead and line it up. So one thing we're gonna be doing is reusing these. So one thing you do is pop off the metal part, and then you can slide out the grommet, and you can just kind of just pop it right out like that. Now we're going to be reinstalling this on the new one. Slide it in there, and then you put this in there like this. We're going to be removing the other 2 that are in this old intake, and then we're going to putting it on the other one. As I told you guys earlier, we're going to go ahead and just put the old little grommets on this new one. I wish it came with new pieces because these do feel a little dry, but it's fine. And pop it in there. Now this one went in a lot smoother. Remember guys, just buy a power tool. These are $100 and it saves you so much time. I mean, you could always just use these. Very easy and inexpensive, but it kind of just makes the job a little bit easier. But if you guys don't really want to spend that extra cash, or you guys are just turning 18 and getting into cars, then yeah, a simple Husky kit that costs $100. That comes pretty much with everything. It just takes a little bit longer, but it gets the job done still. Definitely highly recommend getting an impact gun or just some type of power tool. Unless you guys are worthy, you guys will be able to use this hammer right here. You guys don't need any power tools, and with this, you can just tap anything and it fixes it right away. This thing's pretty cool, right? 3D printed it, and I did invert Milwaukee colors. Just made the handle a little too short. Put it right here for you guys. Before we put the red intake, we're going to be going ahead and installing the second part. It has these little things that kind of stick inside the first part, so this is a lot harder to kind of put in. So I'm just going to put this in first. So go ahead and actually put it on the other one because it's a lot easier to put on. And now the clips are all in. Just double check, just make sure that they all went inside the holes. There should be 4 of them. One thing you could do is put a camera down there like your phone, and you could always just double check that all 4 of them are in there. My bad, actually there's 5 of them, not 4 of them. And then go ahead and you could clip it in place. And if yours came with these little clips, go ahead and clip it in place. If you're dumb enough where I either threw it away by accident or mine didn't come with it, you just go ahead and order some on Amazon. Put the link in the description or on the video. But these are really simple. It has a little hook right here where it hooks onto the side. It grabs on, and you just kind of hold it together, and then it clips on there. The same thing, put it on this side, it'll clip on, and it'll clip on. I was actually thinking of 3D printing some that was gonna have either the GR86 logo or BRZ or Subaru logo, just to kind of hook on and clamp in here. And I was gonna make it a little bit smoother where it doesn't kind of go like this, and it was gonna be one straight line. I'm still thinking about doing that. Comment down below if you guys are interested in seeing that. If not, I might just leave it like this. I just want it to have kind of like an all black look. Now we're gonna be tightening this one. And it's plastic, so you don't want to like over tighten it too much. So you could always just use, once again, hand tools just to tighten it, and it's securely on there. So now the last thing we're going to be doing is installing this little red intake part, which is really easy. We're ready to install the map sensor, so we just need to go ahead and just put this one on here. Actually, I lied guys, the thing's going to be a lot harder to install like this. So what I'm going to be doing is installing it on here first. It has little notches so you can line it all up so it could fit perfectly on there. All right, so that's one in. So now we're going to be putting the other part in there. All right, so it's easier to put this on first before you put on the intake. So just go ahead and put it on, and then we're going to be tightening it on there. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this one over here as well. The red intake part is on, secured on there on both sides. Filter and the housing's on there, everything's secure. This side we actually ended up not using, so I just kind of put the little grommet and bolt on there just so I don't lose it in case I ever go turbo and this does not work with the turbo kit. So I at least know where I put it and I don't lose this, because I know if I put it somewhere I'm gonna forget where I put it, and I'm probably gonna have to buy this all over again. So I'm just gonna leave it right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just pop it in like that. So instead of having it under, it's over here on the top. All that's left to do is connect this part. Another thing I'm going to be swapping over is this little metal clip from the other intake, just so this one could hold it in place. And if you don't have gorilla fingers like me, then you can just go ahead and just use some pliers to just open it up. A lot easier. And you just go ahead and just press it in there. JK, guys. Pretty easy install, right guys? Not too difficult, just taking a couple clips out and popping it in. The most difficult part I had was lining up the intake part with the filter. I feel like that was a little bit tedious, but other than that, it was a pretty easy and simple install that you could probably do within like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So how I was able to save 150 bucks was if you shop at different Toyota dealerships in your area, or like let's say if you're willing to do a drive, the closest one to me, since I live in San Jose, all these stingy dealerships are around me, so they all charge either a markup or retail price. So I was able to find a little bit further out one in Stockton, and I was able to get, I believe it was 50 bucks off originally. And then when I ordered it, they told me it was supposed to be a 3-month back order. So I told them to just go ahead and order it. As I was about to place the order, it was a holiday coming up and they did a sale, which was an extra 15% off. So that saved me an additional 100 bucks. So in total, let me show you the screenshot right here, how much I paid. And I basically saved like around $150. So instead of going online and shopping on certain websites where they're probably going to charge you a little bit of a markup or shipping, you can just go ahead and go to your local dealership. Just go ahead and shop around your local dealerships and you could probably save yourself at least $50 to $80. And then if there's any other sales going on, you could probably save yourself like another 80 bucks to 100 bucks. So shop around, don't just buy it off the website. Originally they told me it was going to be a 3-month back order. They called me back within 2 weeks saying my part was already delivered. So I was super satisfied with Toyota Stockton. They did a fabulous job, and they got everything delivered on time, and part was exactly what I ordered. So we're gonna get some driving footage of the BRZ with the intake. Let's do wide angle. It's kind of hard to tell, but you could kind of hear the little like air getting sucked in. It sounds a lot louder, a lot more of an intake sound compared to before, where you can only hear the catback exhaust. For anybody wondering my setup, the GR intake for the 22 BRZ with the stock header, 1320 front pipe, and then a catback exhaust. And then the catback exhaust is by MXP, and it's a MXP SP exhaust with some carbon fiber tips. So how the stock headers, I do want to get aftermarket ones, but since I am thinking about going turbo, I kind of just don't want to spend the money. Found a little back road. I'll do a little launch right here. Of course, look at these cars just going in for it. Other than that, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and until next time, good vibes, peace out, see you guys next time.